Good evening, everyone. You need to stop the neighbors. Come on, guys. Where's all that English? Good evening, everyone. Good evening. I think it's one more to you.
Hi, guys. My name is Rumi Africa. Welcome to Spoken Word Lagos. Please give yourself a round.
Speaking of Lagos, this is a pretty safe space for everyone, for poets, for singers, for artists of all sorts. I want you to express your thoughts, to bless us, with the beauty of your mind, and then just leave us dazed and not want to go home.
I think we're supposed to have this competition in March. March this year, something. And then Corona hit, and like a week before, literally we had to cancel. But we're glad to be back here. I'm glad everyone came out to support, to enjoy the event. So give yourselves another round of applause. So tonight we're going to start very light. We're going to pick up with an amazing performance. Well, it's an open mic. She's not on the lineup, but she's this really amazing writer. I think you guys need to hear. Her name is Angel. Please let's welcome Angel to the stage.
And this is how we become statistics. We hold up our legs at birth, say prayers of consolation, for once again, it is a girl. And we become offerings at the altar of lifelong servitude, bringing us on the clotheslines of eternal sacrifice. Our insides dry up faster than starch lining in Hamilton. And just like dust, we fly away, forgotten, nameless, faceless, left alone with only our stories living in our chest. Like banana leaves, they are unwrapped to be quickly discarded. They seal our lips so tight, leave us with crooked corners, made for the sole purpose of singing along to the tunes of scriptured men, who perform on us the first act of violence, who tell us that this vessel we think is ours is not for us, was not for us, can never ever be for us. And to God alone be the glory. Our bodies are sites of contracts, taken away from our first breath, shame shoved deep within us, on a stage where bedeviled gatekeepers of chastity repeat monologues of a woman's worth, of a husband's right to stay in white sheets, of the audacity of cheap broken hymens. And so when they come after this orchestra of blame, sometimes bus conductor, car caller, random market man, often our partners, our cousins, our uncles, our brothers, pastors, lecturers. Am I missing anyone? Lecturers. We engage in the dance of mindful forgetfulness. We're encoded deep in our DNA are the age-old laws of woe. 1, you are stained, no one will marry. 2, you embody the language of discarded mangoes, you are stained, no one will marry. 3, you know intimately the harmony of discarded and things left for rotting, you are stained, no one will marry. But this is how we stop other women from being the 1 in 3 women, focus of the UN Women Report, from being the 2 in 3 women, subject of a gender studies journal, from being subject of the Sunday paper, eyes covered in a black dash, words like defile tainting the Puritan air with the acrid smell of things left for rotting. Now say our sexual history on full display, say a pending court case written to the solicitors of asking for it and company. We stop other women because we who have the audacity to tell the water our voices were baptized in it, we come back to take back the names we were forced to drop our names. We who have the courage to call on God that were long renounced for the white man's promises, we anoint our bodies in honey and salt water. We who invoke life into dusty effigies, we call our bodies by new names. We say they are blessed, we say they are divine, we say they are holy. We call our bodies by all the names we were told that we could never call them. We start with the vagina. We say you were never a thing to hide at age 6 from some creepy uncle. We call the clit, we say you were never meant to be cut. We call the nipples to say, you belong to us first before debates on Twitter or wherever about a husband or baby began. We call the thighs to say you are the history of the women before us. And here is how we shall heal again and again and again, holding the sun to ransom until it pours light into the dark crevices of our souls, no longer screaming at night, no longer holding pillows crouched in sweat, but calling on God as lush and as woman and as gloriously divine as us. The Igbo named their daughters Mmajito, Leranya. The Igbo named their daughters Beauty is sweet to behold. The priest, a black man, stands in front of a statue of white Jesus before reading from 1 Peter, telling us women should submit to, conveniently forgetting that it says slaves should submit to. Anyway, conveniently forgetting it says that slaves should submit to. The Twitter handle at Tweet of God shows an old white man as God. The angels are white, cherubs are white, the God has straight hair. The Twitter handle at Tweet of God shows an old white man as God. Pay attention to those three descriptions. Now here I am. My name is Angel. I am black. I am woman. I am African. Last I checked, my hair is not straight. And my name is Angel. Once again, the Bible says that when God looked at the world upon creation, he said, it is good. But I like to think instead that when God created the sun, saying, let there be light, when she saw how her son and the skin of black women returned to each other like long-lost lovers, I like to think that she said, Madioto, Liliraya. I like to think that when she created the waters, and she named them after women, Oshimiri, Azumiri, Njaba, she said, Madioto, Liliraya. Especially when she saw that water is a woman, soft to heal, but enough to destroy. She said, Madioto, Liliraya. I like to think that when she created the coconut palm and the olive trees and all of the trees that bring turmeric and all the other skincare products, when she saw how these were to be healing ointments for our skin and our hair, she said, Madioto, Ileraya. But most of all, I like to think that when she sees her children in the diaspora and those on the continent reach out to mend the wounds of slavery, she says repeatedly, Madito, Ileraya, Madito, Ileraya, Madito, Ileraya. For our beauty as black people and as Africans is beautiful wherever we are. Thank you very much.
I think the poem is actually quite. It's amazing. You know, Angel talking about magnitude and all that. It's just a duality of our own identity. How, like when we had the chat last night, I said a lot of people will not call their sons. What's stone again? Okuta.
They call their child Stone.
You know, but then they will go like, okay, well, your name is Peter. Or nobody will call their child Kekere. But then they're like, you know what, your name should be Paul. You know, it's just the arrogance of ignorance. I don't know if that makes any sense. You know, so for me, who are we expecting next?
Okay, so we're going to our lineup straight up. And the first person that's going to be performing tonight is the beautiful, amazing, barefooted poet, Joy to the Words. Please give her a round of applause. Take off your shoes.
What used to What used to be a beautiful necklace around your neck is now hands pressed tightly against your throat, squeezing, squeezing, choking, choking. But you still don't believe it can kill you. So you Google how to breathe underwater, how to stay alive without breathing, how to survive staying when you should run. You want to be the good captain who goes down with his ship, even when your co-captain has given up hope, has given you up, has given up. But bravery is running so you can live and sail again. Again. Thank you. Thank you, and good evening. As she said, my name is Joy to the Words on Twitter and Instagram at Joy to the Words _. Yeah, actually. So the poem I just performed is, I find that I have a thing for small poems, at least in the last 1 year. And it's not a struggle, but it just, sometimes you write and you want to make it longer, but the poem is like, I'm done. Nothing is coming outside again, I'm sorry. And you want to force it, and like, no, everybody knows me for long poems, so the poem is like, nah. So you just pause it there. Right, so I'm doing another poem, a second and final poem. This one is titled The First Poem. On the last day of creation, God was a poet. Using earth, air, and several musical notes, he created a poem. He kissed it, and it became a young God, became a psalm of psalms, became a colorful melting pot of everything bright and brilliant. You were God's first poem. There is rhythm etched deep in your spine, in your hip bones. Your heartbeat is a metaphor. There is rhythm etched deep in your spine, in your hip bones. Your heartbeat is a metaphor. The steady, occasionally erratic drumbeat of your pulse is a ballad. The curve of your lips and the laugh lines on your face make up several sonnets. Your belly button is a history lesson, an ode to ancestry and bloodline. What haiku can rival the grace in your movement? What haiku can rival the grace in your movement? And this is how I know that you are beautiful. Your fingerprints carry anthologies about the audacity of divinity in creating something that may never fully be understood. Curves, lines, contours, layers, corners. This is how I know that you are beautiful. You are beautiful. I'm not sure you believe me though, because when you woke up this morning, you looked in the mirror and you wondered why your nose is not straight like Titi's, or your hair long like Chioma's, why you're not fine like Joseph, why you don't have a lot of clothes like Yemi or a lot of friends like Mercy. But see, when God made you, it was with a lot of thought. The one who spoke the universe into existence took your muscles and your bones, welded them around your heart, your brain, covered it all with skin, filled it up with blood, and when he was done, he stood back, walked around you once, then twice, then a third time, and he marveled at what he had done. He was wowed at the sight of you, the work of his hands, and all he said was, "It is good. Darling, you are beautiful." Did they tell you you're not good enough, smart enough, rich enough, handsome enough? They lied. And you, why do you believe them? Do you forget? You were fashioned on the last day of creation out of earth, air, and several musical notes. God kissed you, and you became a young God, became a psalm of psalms, became a colorful melting pot of everything. everything bright and brilliant. Nine Singwadi. Make his way matcha. Look how beautiful you are. You were God's firstborn. And that is how I know that you are beautiful. Hey.
Thank you very much, Joy, to the words. Please let's give another round of applause. I think this is the part. Angie, where are you? I think this is the part where you look at me and be like, you are beautiful. Thank you. Okay, next on our list is an amazing poet, Iman. This time, you've seen two female faces. I think it's time to wash it down with some male energy. So next up we have the amazing Combat.
I need peace and you are piecing me off. I need Christ and you are adding to this crisis. Deliverance was after, and after deliverance I felt worse. I guess the demons left everyone and entered into one. Shut up. These thoughts are multiple personalities and they tell me what to do. So I get high trying to shut them out. But it's a quick fix. The problems are still there, so I increase the solution, looking for a solution, but it doesn't lead to more complication. Friends claim they are busy and think I'm looking for attention. But you don't understand, I'm actually at tension. I chat my ex to know why I'm a zilch. But she replies like I sent a BC. This is getting out of hands. I am in prison. As these shackles in my head don't let me be free. This disease is not letting me free. It's like I really don't exist. I heard death takes you to a better place, so I'd rather use the exit. Thank you.
I don't think he got the round of applause he deserved. Can we just do that again? Because the one thing is that, I mean, there was a line there about not having a white man. They said it's communicating. Anyway, but the thing is, it takes a lot of guts for someone to come out and talk about the inner demons. And again, like I said, this is a safe space. Let's all feel free to talk, to just be as vulnerable as we can, and let's all just create that support for each other. The next person coming up here to share some conversations, some poems, some interesting thoughts is Obafemi Tani.
Good evening, everyone. So, big spirit, right? What I intend for tonight is to make an attempt at a conversation first, before I read a poem and a story. So, who wants to talk about love? Anyone? Not the popular thing. By show of hands, let's do a quick poll. If you are in this room and you are in love currently, hands up. Nobody. Good. Okay, you were in love, but you're no longer in love. Hands up. Okay, I have a more important question, which is where this conversation goes. If you were in love, you no longer are, and because of that, you do not look forward to falling in love again. Hands up. Bingo. This is for you. In his poem, A Page from My Diary, the poet Chinua Ezenwa Ohaito writes, "A boy gave me a microphone one afternoon. He wanted me to be heard. I screamed love into it, and everyone ran away." To the extent possible, I want to talk about how you've been running. How, for fear of losing control or exposing a certain button, you have kept, like Anne Carson says, your mind to yourself at the cost of closing out the gods. Because to feel anything deranges you, to be seen feeling anything strips you naked, you speak of love as a thing that will not last. Because you fear, as Ocean Vuong says, it will last longer than you can love it. To those who run away, Harold Kushner says, I am afraid that we may be raising a generation of young people who will grow up afraid to love, afraid to give themselves completely to another person because they have seen how much it hurts to take the risk of loving and have it not work out. I am afraid that they will they'll grow up looking for intimacy without risk, for pleasure without significant emotional investment. They will be so fearful of the pain of disappointment that they will forgo the possibilities of love and joy. And before I say anything else, I must remind you how your vulnerability is not weakness, and how you must remain tender, and you must hold on to the possibilities that will put wings to your soul. I must remind you, love is more than a strange emotion. Love will not happen to you. Love is made. We make love. Love is made with intentionality. With these words, I wish you love, with the hope that you remain tender enough to make it possible. Thank you. All right, the poem. This poem is titled, Ask the Broken Boy to Dance, and it says, Ask the broken boy to dance, and he says, listen, to how my chest swells with the lack of air. I am gasping to fill the gap in my breath, but the song is in the air. Once, a bird drew its breath and danced, the air inside it a song. What has become of the butterflies I felt? The bursting cocoons of the song flowed through me and I poured like wine. Is it still a miracle if wine returns to water? Because to become is to lose a self, nothing of me remains, like the rain is lost to its falling. Do you remember the bird? The song left it, bursting through its feathers, a single falling note of a bird forsaken by its wings. And now the lyric has left me. But to remember the song is not the song itself. My nostalgia, a singing after the song ends. Listen to how the song makes a scar of you, offering the softness of yourself to an altar that cuts. This song caused the darkness. This song, a light in the darkness. They say the song has killed me once. They say love will kill me again and again. Once, twice, thrice broken. Dead, 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 dead. Will you dance with an abiku? A boy who could die before the song ends. And you said, all I ask is if you will dance with me, if you will take my hand. And he says, did you not hear me? Did you not hear all that love does? Did you not hear the prayers whispered by the boy whose body the song dissolved? Hail beauty, full of pain, the thorn is with thee. Blessed are you, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb. Holy beauty, mother of songs, pray for us lovers, now and at the hour of our dying. Listen. And you say, come with me. Come with me into the bright of a burning place. The flame is proof no one else will come. This dance floor, empty, without us. If it could not be you scouted, they would all give their hands. If the song could not leave you empty, its lyrics would linger on their lips, and you take my hand, saying, live. Be beautiful with me. If only briefly, dance. Dance with me. And you dance. Thank you. This flash fiction is titled The Broken Song. It reimagines the scriptural reference of I will raise stones to praise me. And yeah, we'll see what happens. There was once a beggar who walked the streets before the morning dawned on us. He stumbled through the streets alone, his feet and slender cane threading the paths his eyes could not show him. His singing woke us on many mornings, rousing even the feathers, the roosters from their feathered sleep. His song begged for any kindness and called out to the dawn. I tell you, his voice was beautiful because I had a cut in it. I tell you of his rhubarb because I am the only one who thought it beautiful. I tell you, he sang in fragments because if his voice rose too long, the cut will widen into a sword. The hurt in his voice was a song of its own. I heard the silences he sang blend into the songs he did not sing. as I saved his breath for the lyric I had learned. His lyric, a curious aching plea, pleading, replace me with no one, Lord. Replace me with no one, Lord. All you have said the Lord has heard. All you have said, replace me. Until the morning he was not alone, all the kindness his voice drew were empty sympathies. I tell you no one knows where the girl was from, because I was the only one who remembered to ask. I tell you no one else did, because if you had seen her, you too would have forgotten the use of questions. On the morning his voice returned, it did with a softened ache. I still hear the tickling newness of her breath balm his voice. It poured into the streets after this newness, this soothing brokenness. They were reminded of unknowns by a beautiful. In whispers, they wondered what they had seen her. A temple, a dream, a cloud, a crescent, a wisp of wind. No, no, a closed eye of a prayer. We have never seen her. A vision, a mirage. We have never seen her. A moonless night, a dark bloom, a burning body, a honeyed tongue, a wilting flower, a lover's tear, a blooming thorn. No, no, a soft stun from staring at the sun. The kindness they drew moved into gratitude, bouquets of thanks for the gift of their voice, of her presence. The old man wept from vacant eyes, his wrinkled hands feeling the coldness of Jules for the first time. Their singing ended, leaving people littering the streets, drunk with awe. It was long before they fell out of this trance and sank into a sudden panic. The song had ended, and the dawn it poured forth did not set. It was a month of an unblinking morning. The very sky halted in the light. The priest told them of the failing sacrifices, the echoes of all the gods saying they had heard the prayers, said from wrong mouths. They poured restlessly in search of them as diligently as truth, remembering now the use of a question. When the town exhausted itself to sleep under the static dawn, the voice returned and pulled them from their fatigued rest. They filled the streets just as easily, forgetting all that came before. The cut in his throat widened and shrunk to the balm of her voice as they sang the night into the sky. The story continues this way. They keep swaying between absence and presence, rendering the gods powerless, without their prayers said in the lilting voice that melts the thoughts into action. The cries of the town became a prayer for their return, a begging for any kindness, the longing in their voices, a song of its own. And is this not how one becomes a god, a goddess, when the deities will do nothing without your praise? And when you are longed for before return, a prayer to you, uncertain to be heard or answered, are you not a deity? And does absolute power corrupt or deify? And what are the gods but dreams of our almighty self? They tell themselves another version of this story, but it ends in the same song. In their story, a new God finds them. This God of everything prides himself in his jealousy, asking them to swear covenants carved in stone, written in their blood. In a story they tell of him, this God has drowned everything once, has drowned everything but his people one, two, many times. When he called the people his own, she returned, luring the town into worship with a voice glistening as a golden calf. His eyes shone at the apostasy. He fell into wrath, but it was not his own. The strings of a lyric pulled his anger and thunder and lightning. He stormed the heavens threatening, and the town fell on its face, torn between two divinities. I will raise the stones to praise me, he roared. And they remembered the song. Replace me with no one, Lord. Replace me with no one, Lord. Replace me. And is this not how you drive a God mad? And what does a God afraid of oblivion do except roar and roam the heavens? And in oblivion, what choices did God have except the worship of stones? When the girl heard his roar, she laughed in his face. Unmoved by the darkness, it clouded the sky with. When the girl heard his roar, she dared him, and nothing was raised except the dawn into the sky. And the God fell from heaven, shocked and silent as stones. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Anthony. Thank you very much once again. Okay, now we're going to take a quick break and skip over to the open mic. We have someone who's going to do a little spoken word piece for us. His name is K-Wire. Let's hear what K-Wire has to say.
Alright, pardon me, I'm in this. name of Kiwa Ignam. I'm a rapper, a street poet, and a road scholar. Alright, so I want to tell you a story. A lot of us are in this stage right now. I call it beautiful struggle. See, these are the times where we go to bed by 1 and we get up by 4. Next thing you know, man, we're out of the door, rushing and struggling to get on the bus, to go and face that pressure that you get from your boss. See, the conductor be screaming, and the driver be screaming, thoughts in your head are screaming, but then you sit still, try to make meaning out of all this madness. See, you can feel the depression around, you can feel the sadness, but then you try to hold on to some sanity, try to survive this broken system, this hatred and this animosity, but all around you can feel the struggle. So you have to be hard like the rock, because life here is a royal rumble. Now life here is not a zoo, life here is a jungle, and it will leave you really tough or leave you really humble. See, in my society, if you ain't got money, you ain't respected in this society. But if you're chasing money, they will come and say it's all vanity upon vanity. See, my people have been broke for too long, they would like to know how vanity really tastes like. Because a big house and a big car and a big bank account is really going to make a great life. So we have to keep pushing. Because when you decide to sit down, life is going to give you a really good cushion. But sometimes I slow down because my vision gets blurry. Man, I'm hungry. I'm not a doctor, I don't have that kind of patience, man, I'm in a hurry. This is not the kind of hunger that you feel in your belly. This is the kind of hunger that you feel from inside. Looking up to the sky, hoping to get some insight. And then you realize that the struggle only makes sense when you're looking from inside. So this is the moment where you either give up and walk out, or keep up, because you know that life is like a gym, one day everything will work out. See, this is the moment that defines you. Because when you finally make it big and look back, you realize that the struggle was actually beautiful. So while you are praising and glorifying the beauty of the butterfly, never neglect or disrespect the struggles of the caterpillar. Peace.
Okay.
Alright, so I got one more. Nigeria is going to be 60 years 1st of October. So I think this is really timely. I'm going to try to add a little bit of street lingo in this one. See, over here, men is power to the evil. There is no change and no power to the people. They just try to deceive you. You see how the giant of Africa are now a cripple. See, these people, they know they fear us. We ranting every day on Twitter, they know they hear us. No mercy, we can't relax and be taken care of, because their strategy is to divide and to tear us. Then on that division, they capitalize. They look in our eyes and tell us capitalize. Here we put them to serve, but to them it's a heist, and they go do everything before we realize. Now we are waiting for a miracle, but now we be our own obstacle. They be fainting on TV and we are laughing, but if you check them now, they really cool. Man, it's not really cool. They say we will never walk alone like Liverpool, but now Oyo for the matter. If nobody know your papa, nobody will look your face, you ain't visible. This is Nigeria and it's typical, right? Everybody's trying to get physical, right? But they will make you believe everything. All they gotta do is interpret that shit as biblical, right? Peace and love, man. Thank you very much.
Okay, so next up, we're having someone really amazing. This person is about one of the smartest people I've ever met, literally, and I'm not even exaggerating. She recently won the Shevlin Scholarship. Yes. And she's not going to be around our poetry community for too long. She's leaving soon. And she wanted to do a little goodbye performance. Please, let's give it up for AFM Stories. Clap now. See Bessie begin.
Hi everyone, good evening. Thank you guys for the nice reception. My name is AFM Stories and I'll be doing 2 poems for you guys tonight. The first one is called Crazy and is dedicated to anyone who has ever been called crazy in a relationship. Crazy was the word he used every time we had an argument that caught him in the middle of his lies. As if denying what he did would delete the discovery from my mind. He would talk about how much I was destroying our love with my imaginary fears. Our relationship went on a journey from persistence to inconsistent to non-existent. Cheerful embrace and lengthy conversations became a battle of loud voices. My moans, his grunts, no more cuddles after our times together. There was that gnawing silence after. My mouth became sore from his rough kisses and my desperate attempts to stop me from speaking. What was wrong? Instead, I stayed mute as the questions danced around in my head. Questions like, am I just your object of pleasure? Why don't you call me anymore? Why is this the only firework we have? You erupting in the fire, me burning to ashes. Why your eyes lacking the glitter that shone every time you saw me? Now it's just a dark shadow empty of affection. Why am I leaving 5 minutes after you've made a fist of my body? And then he hit me. Loud, shutting down any doubts. Why? It's crazy. You calling me crazy, you making me feel crazy, your defense to me discovering the truth. The thing about people who emotionally manipulate you is they squeeze your way into your head, stretching the walls of reason, breaking down the pillars of truth and filling all of you with guilt. They stab you, but say that you held their hands and let it right up to you. They shower you with verbal hate, but say that your body is a magnet for pain and you drink it all up, smiling as the venom spreads through you and destroys all the love you have left for yourself. But I'm here to tell you, bluntly and truly, that you are not crazy. Don't let them get into your head. You are not crazy. Don't let them shape the truth into a lie. You are not crazy. Don't let them take the power away from you by convincing you that you are. So that's the first one. Thank you guys. So the second one is called To the Lost Soul, and it's dedicated to people who are battling with imposter syndrome, something I battled with, and I think that we'll all keep battling with it as creatives. But yeah, anyways, yeah. To the butterflies that tie up their wings and crawl, to the flowers that choose to remain in the soil, to the warriors hiding out in huts, watching as our dreams get killed in the battlefield of life. We reduce and fold our greatness into doormats for the world to trample upon when they ask. Where are the talented ones? We are mute. Where are the intelligent ones? We look away. Where are the beautiful ones? We hide behind mannequins. We who hold the face of an entire nation swimming in our blood, yet we choose to settle. We whose destiny is begging for a rebirth, yet our revelations grow old and die in our minds. We who hold the healing of an entire generation buried in our wounds, yet we continue to wrap them away. It is time to break open the walls of self-sabotage. It is time to shut out that voice that tells you you can't. It is time to say no to lovers that do not see your greatness. It is time to complete projects that scare you to your bones. It is time to stand up from the back seat and take your place on the stage to the lost souls. The sun doesn't beg to be seen. It doesn't beg for validation to exist. It doesn't ask the moon if it has love to give. It doesn't beg the universe for a seat at the table. It shines without begging for permission. So rise up and shine. Thank you.
All right, so please remember this spoken word Lagos is brought to you by Mbarino and the Griot Company. Mbarino is Mbarino on the socials. The Griot Company is the Griot Company on the socials as well. So please feel free to talk about it, feel free to post, to share, to tweet, retweet, wherever, and you can use the hashtag Spoken Word Lagos. Now the next poet is an amazing poet in his own right, and also the host of a radio show that encourages all of us to bring out the poets in us. So please, without further ado, let's welcome Olu Jameson. Good evening, everyone.
We have been on lots of rape cases, and this piece I wrote this last year, trying to address the whole rape thing and everything. So I want you to open the eyes, the ears of your eyes, and the eyes of your ears, and listen attentively. Okay? I knew Mandy when she was young. She was humble and full of life. Her devotion to God's word was second to none. That was 10 years ago. See how time flies. But now she's a shadow of former self. She just wants to live life on a fast lane, not minding if her future gets slain, as in she's a typical example of a slave mama. Please do not judge her. Do not judge her for what she has become. Put the blame on her parents that could not give her the attention she deserves. They thought money could buy everything until that day they lost everything. I mean, everything they have ever worked for their only child. Let us go back to the root of this evil. It was tired the day her parents went on a trip. They left her alone in their crib. That day, their cruddy pedophile neighbor crept into their crib and forced his third leg into an impeccant Mandy's honey pot. Although she screamed so hard, but there was no one to help her out. That day, that once innocent future girl was jeopardized. You see, before her parents knew what has befallen them, Mandy is sharing down with the mama. It got to a stage she could not bear this molestation and rejection. She just had to take the decision. I just have to take my life. A teaspoon of sniper will do the magic. So she keeps hearing suicide, yes, until she took that. R.I.P. Mandy. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right then. I think Fire Ballet Poetry is here. So let's try that one more time. Everyone, let's have the spoken word leaders welcome to Fire Ballet Poetry. I'm going to count down. I'm not going to do this again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Fire Ballet Poetry, and I'll just like to tell people my full name. Makes it more interesting. So my full name is Oluwa Farabalẹ̀ Damilola. Sounds sexy, by the way. I am born of firewood and charcoal. Born of early morning wakes to sprinkle water to the ground as the preemptive antidote to the uprising of dust. I am born of pap and breast milk. Born of lullabies sung by a village, for it was understood that it takes more than 1,000 households to raise a child. I am born of lanterns and threads. Born of moi moi in milk cans. I am born of gari and granite pumped with water. Do you know why? Because of the swell. I am born of my mother's non-verbal stares. A private yet public announcement that if I make that move, na slap go end down. I'm born of steel grinded from stone, born of eko for dinner, akara for breakfast. I am born from the inherited paranoia of the fear of my village people. I am born of Ankara, Adire, and the flamboyance of Agbada. I am born of Fila to the left, if married, and to the right, if otherwise. I am born of people's empathy, born of people's love for respect. I am born of our unwavering spirit to thrive no matter what soil I find myself. I am born of our creativity, our hustle, our mindset that man must chop. I am born of the grit, the grind, the atoll and bad pass. I am born of heritage. I am born of black. I am born of Nigeria. That poem was written because Nigeria is so dynamic where we have to suffer and smile. That's like the perfect description of what Nigeria is right now. And I wrote that poem because that's what it depicts. However, beyond the suffering and smiling, we move to another level as the next generation, which is why I wrote this poem. And I titled this poem, If My Shoes Could Talk. Now, I'm wearing LeBron James 16. So don't judge me. Don't judge me, thank you. So I love basketball, but I play basketball. Cool story, bro. But this poem was written because I believe that if our shoes could talk, they will tell a different story. So this poem is called If My Shoes Could Talk. If my shoes could talk, they will tell you of the dusty, broken roads and muddy waters, the long treks in pursuit of happiness. They will tell you of the many days when ends rebelled to meet, the many nights when cold feet could only tender by hot water. If my shoes could talk, they will tell you of the merry-go-rounds, the merry-go-downs, and the many times my shoes could barely hold ground. If my shoes could talk, they will tell you of the gasping, the exhaustion, the being too tired to give up. They will tell you of the passion, the stride, the resurging burst of energy. They will tell you of the climax, the awakening, the freedom. They will tell you of the fright, the drive, the breaking of stereotypes. If my shoes could talk, they will tell you to never ever give up, because you are your own climax. Second poem. So I wrote this poem for Nigeria. Why? The next poem speaks to our current situation. I hope you enjoy it. You like us hungry, wanting, needing your handouts. You like us disoriented and disorganized, uncoordinated and disorganized. You like us crowded, chaotic, worrying amongst ourselves. You like us divided, segmented, torn like ratchet clothes. You like us myopic, blurred, small-minded, but you like us enslaved, subdued, tamed like house dogs. You like us as puppets, as your strings, tools of the trade. You like us chained in plantations, picking cottons. Our opinions don't matter. We rant on Twitter, however, the bus stops there. Social media was supposed to be our speaker box to put you in check. But instead, it's become for banter only. We have lost our spine. Our forefathers' fights have become nothing but history. I am sad. Sad that I have to write a poem to awaken you. I am sad. Sad that I have to write a poem to reawaken you. I am sad. Sad that this poem may not even awaken you. I am sad. Sad because I had to write this poem. The next poem is for the nice guys. Now, as a nice guy that I am, if you check my backstory, I'm a nice guy. You understand what I'm saying? Like, the ladies can tell you, if you ask. But I wrote this poem because I don't tire for the gist where nice guys they finish last. If you've been a nice guy that you've tried to woo a woman, you try to do the right things, and at the end of the day you still end up losing, this poem is for you. This poem now fights back. We ready. So this poem is for the nice guys, and I believe that the ladies should listen, because being a nice guy does not mean that we cannot be mean. We cannot be assholes. Excuse my French. But because being a nice guy means that we consider you. So in other words, consider us. I love you all. So this poem is called When a Nice Guy Rebels. I want to do what they say nice guys never do. I want to rhythmically trust what of concrete emotions deep into your core. I want to push and pull your thoughts until your vocal cords symphony with the passions of night. I want to do what they say nice guys never do. I want to push and pull your thoughts until your vocal cords symphony with the passions of thought. I want to do what they say nice guys never do. I want to go beyond peep, stare into the window to your soul while I pick the lock that does you. I want to grasp with a gentle yet firm hold your normal heart, knowing that you've never known home. I want to do what they say nice guys never do. I want to be blunt, crude, without remorse or conscience. I want to stand you up, not because I crave chaos, but because solely the intimacy that follows, wells are shit with shades of blooming autumn. I want to do what they say nice guys never do. What do nice guys never do? 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 You don't know. Oh, you're not a nice guy. What do nice guys never do? This is an open-ended question. What? Nah, what do nice guys never do? Sorry, so this question is for ladies. So I don't need you to answer, my brother. I need the ladies in the house. What do nice guys never do? What? Yeah. So make I stop. Wait. When you write this poem, wait. This poem is fighting for the nice guys. So you cannot come and challenge me. We are not on Twitter right now. Okay. Okay.
Very polite picture. So it's like, as a man, I'm doing with people and talking to you.
Oh my God.
You should be so proud and give you attention.
So, okay.
But I think the thing is that the concept of a nice guy is different. It's just a slap in the face, honestly. Because it just shows that men generally are trash and there has to be a
Wait. Did you listen to Scum? I feel like she didn't listen to the poem. Wait, I feel like she didn't listen to the poem. I feel like I didn't deliver this poem right. I owe this poem a justice. You know, yeah, this poem. This poem is fighting for the nice guys. However, the last line from this poem is, I want to do what they say nice guys never do. And what usually say nice guys never do is the opposite. I want to finish last. All puns intended. It is sexual poem.
Who wants more of that? Alright, should we try this thing? Should we get the guy and the girl? Or should we get the girl to tell us what nice girls never do? Alright, but let's just have another round of applause for our band. Alright, so the next performer is Tony Tom. Sorry. Wait. Are you, sir, a nice guy?
How you guys doing? These people in front are frowning now. How you guys doing? It takes a quiet man, loud mind to contain truth. Einstein, Jesus Christ, who do you choose? Do these daily life challenges ever get you so confused? It's not enough to be a rapper. Who am I outside the booth? Who are you outside the churches when temptations come for you? Hate the sin but love the sinner. Do you even love you? Guilt tripping every time that you fall, nobody's innocent. Jesus being nailed to the cross is still the evidence. Why do we complain? Tell me, why do you worry? You know you did it wrong, but why so hard to say you're sorry? Dying is not a joke, yet living is not funny. Why is it so hard to get that money? I've been thinking about me lately, but isn't that crazy? Is that selfishness? Because how can I deny saving? Speak the truth to people, but live lies daily? I don't know, I'm just trying to be a better man, because I still believe in dreams, even though I'm really never slipping. They expect that I should walk on water, but I'm lipping. I hate the segregation, I hate the competition. Maybe I can still be heard among the population. I'm the opposite of everything all of these rappers spit. I'm different and I'm saying it strictly with confidence. I've been through the turbulence, now I got an audience. All I gotta say is you better be living in loneliness. So back to the story, back without a recognition. Even I didn't know me, used to drown in my emotions. Dad wasn't around, I know that God took him. Saddest part of it is that I really never knew him. So now I look back at it, mama ain't the same. And so I do this for her, my brother's in the game. This ain't just about me, I'm saying this thing again. The family tree's falling, I'm trying to root to the game. We don't got no church clothes, we just trying to address. Question is, who do you love most? other folks or yourself? I'm just trying to understand. I see you when you raise your hands, but see you when you walk away when you see someone who may need your help. I see you. Say you love God but care less about people. You say you love God, but that's really not the way you do. And then you put Christ in the middle. You say He's the center of all. But how can love be the center of everything that's not love? I'm not rebelling yet, I'm just starting. I'm going over that margin. I'm trying to chill with my guys more and do the things that's way more important. No faking here, we stay true to this. I look around, I see Judases. Yeah, I know I got preferences, but tell me what you expect. Thank you. So my name is Tobidon. I am a rapper, poet. Tobidon, T-O-B-I space T-O-U-N. There's a space there, by the way. Tobidon. I'm a rapper, poet, and I sing sometimes. What? I am actually. So I have an EP out. It starts with spoken word, and I'm going to be doing a poem from the EP. It starts with "I think you're beautiful." If you've ever walked with your pride beneath your feet. If you've ever walked with your pride beneath your feet, arms wide open to shame from self-defeat, angel in the crowd broken in solitude, this is for you. I think you're beautiful. And no, not because of skin and eyelashes, I think you're full, with a billion reasons why the sun rises every morning. Your light, even though all you see are shadows, your perfect reflection, your perfect calculation of bones and marrows, ligaments and flesh. Now, until tomorrow, you're a human expression of a divine idea, but why don't you believe it? Do we lie to people we love in ricochet compliments? When we say things like, no, you don't look that bad. Sometimes the sun sets, but doesn't mean that it doesn't shine. Do we hold our tongues out of concern, when even our flaws still make us beautiful? For me, I like you because you have no filter. I like you for things that people would see but only consider when you walk in the room. I randomly remember that you have great air texture, unprovoked. I could be thinking about something as random as I could be thinking about something as random as what doors do and imagine me being locked between your legs. Why can't I just send a message? Why do you make me think about it again and again? Why am I trying to sound cute when I really don't need to with what I have to say? Why am I captivated by your voice? It's these same words, but specifically how you say them. How do you make me smile unrehearsed? It's partly the jokes, more specifically who says them. I find a message in your laughs, like I hide messages in the belly of mine. I hear an audience in your questions, like I ask questions, giving you all of my time. I wanted to say you're beautiful, but the words came out as, how are you? I can swear that you're fine. It's exactly what I was trying to say in that line. I think I like you. And sometimes I do not know what to do. I guess I'll just wait for that one giggle that would end with I really like you too. So can I hold you at the corner of your reef, pressing against your connection to me, looking into your eyes intentionally, photograph the moment right before a kiss and frame it in a box made of stainless steel, as if saying our love is unbreakable, as if saying we may fall, but the noise, however loud, will always settle still. Can I hold you like my life depends on it? Like no matter how angry the waves, we're sure there's hope enough to hold our relationship, our relations here. I'll display my lips at the tip of your tongue, play Sodom and Gomorrah to the beat of your drum. I'll sing your heart into a song. Can I hold you like a soldier holds his gun? Thank you.
Yes, Mama, can hold you like that. Just saying.
Putting it out there. Please let's give Timothy another round of applause. Thank you. Okay, so real quick, guys, we're going to do a little intermission. We want you to watch something. It's a spoken word video by my co-host, Ndukwe Onwaha. So enjoy.
My family tree is more branches than trunk. A monument to how so much can hang so little. And if Moses ever did say it, he would marvel at how a tree can be engulfed by an inferno and not get burned by the heat. This is how it has always been. Tongues of fire perched on splintered branches, tethered to a backbone of hate and mistrust. I was 5 years old when I met my father. Or maybe 6 or 7, I don't remember. But I remember hanging precariously on a lone branch, wondering if this was the day it comes crashing down. And there are no lullabies to them. No days bright enough to stop a bough from breaking under the weight of a cloud full of lies. Tree is more branches than trunk. A monument to how so much can handle so little.
Before we go back to our lineup, there's someone who wants to do a little freestyle for us. His name is Dula. Let's hear Dula.
Good evening, all. Yeah, my name is Dula, and I've got something, a little piece, to share with you guys. So the title is, it's not just a spoken word. It is a spoken word, but it keeps hitting a unique broken chord. You played it so loud, and it sounds like the old feeling is coming around. Yemi, you are so good. You spoke the word, and there was light. You said, let there be merriment, and there was Hennessy. You said, let there be government, and there was APC. You said, let there be nothing, and there was no you and me. But of all, the world still exists. So be careful with the spoken word. Be careful and choose your word intentionally. Now you said, let there be song, and I sing. You done make my heart go, oh. You done make my heart go, oh. Now it's not gonna do, now it's not gonna say. You done make me feel this way. You done turn me on and on. See how you be the reason this life they carry me on. See how you be the one where they hold me on and on. Up and say, you know they to try. Still they be by my side. I pray that it won't dry. Make you still the kind. I couldn't sing, but he said they had a song. So be careful. It's not just a spoken word. It's a word that came into being. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dula. We have another open mic performance, and her name is Anna Olawumi. Please just sit up, Anna. Cheer up now. Go, Anna. Go, Anna.
Okay. Like camera action. Hi, everyone. Hi. Okay, so my name is Anna Olawumi. I'm a writer. I started out with writing rap. Like all my years in school, I was known as a rapper. But life happened, and I need to look somewhere else. Alright, so I have a poem here. Okay, this is going to be my first time. What's it called now? Read out my poem to people. So I was just sitting down one day. Thank you. Okay, so I was just sitting down one day. Like, I have so much to offer. Like, I have so many dreams in my head. Like, I've heard people talk about it like, oh, you're living in a fantasy world.
I don't know how many of us live in that world, or how many of us have heard people tell you, you need to wake up, this is reality. Why, what are you dreaming about? If that is you, well, this one is for you. How do I break this wall? The walls that keeps me and holds my breath. How? I try to move, but I keep falling. I try to move, but I keep falling back. The wall seems to keep me shielded and protected, but this wall also keeps me from reaching my full potential. The wall seems to keep me shielded and protected, but also keep all of my potential, my dreams locked in. Let me breathe. Let me grow. Oh, you wall. Wall of procrastination. Wall of... Oh, you wall. Let me breathe. Let me grow. Whatever. I walk through you anyways. I walk through you unafraid. Unafraid. Oh, you all. I walk through you. I walk through you, not afraid. I walk through the procrastination. I walk through, oh, who does she think she is? I walk through, oh, you need to wake up. This is reality. I walk through you. Oh, you all. I walk through you unafraid. Thank you very much. Well, sorry. Okay, so I want to appreciate everyone that's come up. Really, this is my first time in this kind of setting, like poets and all, and so many poems like gotten me emotional, and asked deep because she was like a mother, like speaking to me like I can relate. And one thing she said keeps ringing in my head, like, why do you listen to their lie? They lie. Like, it's not that I'm going to that. It's not even about the physical beauty. Damn, I'm beautiful. Okay. But then people say a lot of things to us. Like a poem just touched me. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Anna. Thank you very much.
Okay, so we're going to go back to the performances. The first person here is an amazing activist and a writer. I love her very, very much. I'm sure you will too when you hear. Please let's give it up for Juliet.
Every single day, people make themselves open to someone they barely know because someone close assists speaking to them and listening. They try to pour their soul out, silence knowing that their insides apart. But this numbness they conceal from others, like an inherited trauma, passed from one generation to another, is slowly turning into an ominous, gloomy cloud of anger and frustration. Getting louder, about to thunder, and rain out every word they have always wanted to speak. I hear the silence. I see the quiet. I notice the subtraction, lines skipping, and a devastating cringe of nation because the world says silence is golden. But silence is not always golden. Silence equals violence, and violence equals death. Silence makes you forget the talking drums in your throat. Silence adds something far worse than an insult to injury. It adds invisibility. Silence is the most vicious kind of attack. It leaves you alone with the massive, demoralizing space and then charges you with filling it. Silence gives you far less than you need to work with, making you fill in the gaps. It resides within, piercing through the thickest of parts as it cuts through your soul, and leaving absolutely nothing until you become a shadow of yourself. There's no greater agony than bearing an untold story inside of you. Please say something today. The answers you seek might just reveal itself. Good evening, everyone. While I was coming here today, I came to perform one poem because I was not feeling well and stuff. A lot of things was going. Thank you. Yes, thank you. So when I was sitting down there, I was even hearing everybody, just giving me mad lines and stuff. So I was like, okay, let me do this stuff poem. Enjoy. I don't title my poem, so I took poems and I'm titling. I know a new love. It's in the way you hold hands. It's in the long walks. It's in the sparkle in your eyes, like you are dazed in a trance. It's in the way you ask officially. Your expression, a postcard of pleasure each time someone talks about your love. I know a new love. It's in the way time flies, when you're in each other's arms. It's in the comfortable silence. And you'll be like, where did all the time go? It's in the long calls, your voice on the line, the sweetest music in your ears, bringing sunshine in your face. It's in the joy that reaches through your heart like a drum each time you get a text message. It's in the way you act blind to what people say. Love, the only language you speak. It's in the little details you begin to notice. It's in the way you strive to become better versions of yourself. It's in the way they go through you at the track, goes through a needle until everything you ever do is stitched with your color. There's this feeling that comes with a new love. It is there when you take him to play, running around the park with no care in the world like 5-year-olds. It is there when you hook that after erupting through your mind until you're rooted in absolute pleasance. In the laughter, you smile, stretching wide and reflecting the sun. There's this feeling that comes with a new love. It is there when you kiss their lips, your beautiful addiction, your safe kind of high. The taste of their lips is like a cup of warm water to your soul, making you feel dizzy and drunk on till you forget your name, boy. Not a feeling when you kiss. There's this feeling that comes with a new love. It is there when you unlearn and learn your bodies to make love. What you do to your bodies, the line between magical and insane. It is there when you have sex. Power surging through your skin like electric bolts, leaving your bodies electrified, swimming in lustful emotions, building up really fast inside you. A beautiful struggle, rising and falling with the tide. There's this feeling that comes with a new love. It is there when you wake up to kisses, sandwiched in the good morning spark breath. It is there when you pray silently for these feelings to be real. What your heart longs for, a love that will stay through the test of time until happiness flows through your veins. Not perfect, but home. Yeah, we all know home is not perfect. It has some flaws here and there. But we all love home and we come back to home. So you pray for this to be home. Yeah. There's this feeling that comes with a new love. Feel it. Love as if it will last forever. Love as if you will die today, but don't push it. If it turns out this wasn't home, you can only love those who wants to be loved. So walk away. Let the sun know you found love.
Thank you very much, Juliet. That was amazing. Please, can we give her a round of applause? Okay, so next up we have an amazing poet as well, a great performer. He's my friend and his name is Paul Ward. Please let's give it up for Paul.
My Chelsea they lose like this like man, he shocked me. Okay guys, my name is Paul. I'll be doing two poems today. First one is titled How to Drown Death, while the second one is titled The first one is titled How to Drown Death, while the second one is titled Son of Umar. And as you listen, your spirit connects. The first time I saw Uche's dead body, it came in a picture. Legs disjointed as though trying to run away from the picture frame. Hands stretched forth like his last words were a prayer, a plea, a bargain that brought a knowing that he begged for his life while people stood and watched as his body was watered with foam.
as though his body meant to be water evolved so it can be plucked. They say he screamed for help when the fire kissed his body. Like a child trying to break free from a pedophile kiss, they say he screamed for help. But his cries met brick walls the way a distress call reaches the wrong end. He begged. An art he has mastered for years to survive, but he would learn that the mastery of begging is never enough when a man has to plead for his life. So yes, I know about death and the pain it brings. I write from a place of hope, hoping one day I'll be able to write this pain into a song, into people. Speaking of people, do you not treat people the same way I treat the rose? Love them for as long as they are willing to leave. So tell me, teach me how to drown my tears before they drown me. The one shed for the people whose memories flow through my blood. These memories are like pictures. They never fit into the frame of my mind. See, I'm tired of carrying memories that should be bodies that I should hug that I should never let go. But death has a way of turning bodies into memories. Isn't it funny that death is the last thing we need to make sense of our life? Like the last piece of a puzzle. I've lived long enough to know that setting the body on fire leaves scars on the soul, and no man should possess such powers. The second time I saw Uche's dead body, it was on the street. Burnt tires on his remains. His skin too tired to reveal his pain. Blood on the floor like oil on canvas. A rehearsing of the realities of hell. Isn't that what life is? A dress rehearsal for death. I try as much as to talk about our stories as Africa, and I try as much as to talk our stories about Igbos, you understand? So this poem is titled Son of Uma, and I say listen your spirit connect. My eyes look like the aftermath of war. I carry a generation that drown while singing. They live within me, they are my cellmates. Their songs buried in my blood. Sometimes I feel the wave in me drifts me between 1803 to 2020. Letters from Durban Creek, greetings from distant family. I come from a long line of musicians, a tribe of choir who walked on water. We learned to turn the ocean into a stage, watch the wave transform our voice into sound wave. We learned to walk on water before Peter had the revelation. We were the first resistance, the balance, a beacon of hope. Long before black held a gun against the white, we stood with fists clenched, eyes open, bloodshot on that ship. We were the first to flip the script, that we can rewrite this story. The Igbos, the red cap people. On that day, we stole the show, held hands together, much like schoolboys and girls. We stole the show, turned it into a concert. Our songs echoing for generations to come. Our songs went on tour, taught little black kids that no chain strong enough to hold your wheel. We were the first to make love with water. Feel it run through our pores. Our bodies flew underwater, became monuments ashore. Bodies carrying names too difficult for the whites to call, so they called us slave. They say it was suicide, but we know the only song Kate Beth sing is freedom. So when we beat the Ogene, the ocean became a stepping stone to meet Archie. When we beat the Odi, Archie welcomed us with kola nuts. I know you think I'm not, that my ancestors lacked the God for a revolution. But what is black history written by the whites if not a fragment of the truth? I am the whole truth. I watch my father plant the seed. I'm the hyphen connecting two generations. Watch me bridge the gap, a complete sentence. So this is for the 75, to the undefined, to those who dance to the wave of the sea. You live in me, I carry your breath, so be Korean.